Back with another episode of Double Barrel Shotgun with my boy Eve. Here we are here once again on the Beyond the Locker Room Network. We got the shows running all the time, and here we go, Eve, man. This week we're going to talk about a team we should be talking about a long time ago. We've gone with 12, 15, 14, 15 weeks, and we haven't even mentioned them yet. Man. So that's our bad. We've mentioned Cam in this case in some partial ways, but we're going to give full love here to the Panthers, man. Best team in the league at the moment, 12-0. And, I mean, they were in a barn burner this weekend against the Saints. And they're putting up points now, too. So, what's your thoughts on how far this team can go?
They're putting up points without any wide receivers. Cam could have had 6 touchdowns on.
Dude, for at least, I don't know if he still is, but for a half of the season, he was the leading running back.
Come on, man.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you right now, man. Wow. I mean, that was a fantastic game to watch, though. Yeah. Because, I got to be honest with you, even though Drew Brees technically is not probably having the greatest season, but boy, when he's down there in his hometown, guy, he can throw the ball, too, because he was facing the right Drew Brees yesterday. Because Drew threw some bombs, too. But I'm going to be honest with you, man, Cam Newton, you know what, I wasn't really behind him all that whole entire time, but am I going to say that he's the best quarterback in the league? I ain't going to go that far just yet. However, the most dynamic, by far, none. Oh, my gosh. And he was on display, and it wasn't just the physical stuff. It was the mental stuff he was doing that just really brought them forth yesterday. It was just awesome to watch. Hey,
here's my thoughts on Cam Newton. I've been more of a Cam Newton guy in this case from the standpoint he's a winner. And that intangible is hard to get away from. A lot of dudes talk a lot of talk about winning. This dude goes up and wins. He's just playing simple.
And he does it with a smile.
Smile, exactly. By the time he's come to this league, this team's gotten progressively better every year. It was a garbage franchise when he came on board. Every year, this team gets better and better. And to your point, the talent seems to be getting less and less as he gets better and better.
That's the scary part. That's really because they lost Benjamin this year, which was a big loss, and you were wondering, oh my gosh.
And they shipped out Steve Smith, 2 years ago.
Well, Steve Smith in the kind of thing, I think that he was becoming more of an impediment more.
Well,
like Steve Smith, don't get me wrong.
Was the leadership issue, right? Who the guys are going to listen to, right?
Right, who they're going to listen to because Steve Smith, he's a bad dude, and I mean that in a good sense, but. You could see it was starting to become a little bit of a problem. But, I mean, if Steve Smith were there this year with that team, you wonder. I'm not saying that I think that they might have done some great things, too, and they're doing fantastic stuff right now. But with Bunches, who I think is probably helping out, but Ted Ginn Jr., how does he still have a job in the league, though?
He can return punts.
He's horrible.
He can return punts, that's about it.
That guy had two touchdowns that were in his hands. Yeah. And they still threw the ball to him, which I respect because that has to be a Cam thing. Because normally, that's our head coach. Yeah. Son, you just need to go on the bench.
Yeah, I think when it gets down to it, I mean, we're assuming in this case here, unless something completely goes wrong, but they're going to get 1 or 2 seeds. And right now, it's looking like they're going to get the number 1 seed overall in the NFC. Arizona still got a shot to catch them for, another week. I think next week if they win, I think it might be all she wrote, with the tiebreakers and stuff like that. But that said, and you got to think, Arizona's schedule's still pretty tough. They got to play Seattle one more time and a few other teams.
And Seattle's resurging like crazy.
Right, in Minnesota. So the odds of them running the table in the next few weeks to even give it themselves a shot is not going to be likely. So let's assume they get the 1 seed overall. Where do you see this team in the playoffs? I mean, right now, can I see them beating Arizona in a 1-game matchup? I can. No disrespect to Carson Palmer, but
that's a tough one there, because that's my thing.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you. I'll say this, man. This is where you need to have simple plays. Simple plays will win you things in the playoffs, right? There was a play that was indicative. I know that they won and it wasn't big, but there was a play that kind of said, this is the kind of stuff you have to win. You have to make simple plays to really win games. It was a play, I think it was a 3rd down and 2 or 3.
Right.
And Cam rolled out to his left. No, yes, he rolled out to his left. and he had Olsen wide open.
Right.
And for some reason, it didn't connect. And I was like, and this is at the time when New Orleans, I think, got the score.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the simple little plays. I know, they won.
Right.
I'm not picking. I'm just saying, during the playoffs,
mm-hmm.
those things, you got to do those certain things. Cam gets you those nice. Gotcha. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, folks, had a little something to throw.
Cam has that effect on people. But the thing about it is, man, I worry about them a little bit in the playoffs because they got to get the running game going. And I don't mean Cam running the ball.
Right.
He took some licks last night too.
Yeah, true.
He really did.
Hey man, he's a big boy. He can handle it.
He's a big boy, but the fact about it is, it don't make a difference. Eventually, the licks catch up to you, no matter no matter who you are.
So, okay, here's my thought. So, one game playoff scenario, of course. Do you like their chances against Green Bay if they had to play Green Bay?
Oh, jeez. Oh, heck yeah. Against Green Bay, yes. Arizona, different. I think Arizona's a different.
Arizona's defense, to me, I think is a little overrated. I've seen teams light them up this year.
True, but you know what? Okay, I hear you, but as crazy as it is, Carson Palmer, I know you probably don't, because from your pre-Bengals days and stuff, he's on a bit of a...
No, he's playing great. I'm not saying that. He's up in the MVP talk as well, too. All I'm saying is, if it's going to be a shootout, who do I trust more in this case to win the game in this case based on the two teams and their history and also the Arizona defense?
I have to go with Arizona, man.
Sorry, the Carolina defense to me has been a much more sturdier, reliable defense all year.
Hey, listen, Carolina's defense is amazing because, first of all, their linebackers, both of them, Davis and Kuechly.
Yeah, I watched Pittsburgh go up and down Arizona. Couldn't sit the ball in the end zone in that one, but they went up and down them. I saw Seattle go up there and drop something like 30 on them. I've seen teams all year go. There's another team, I'm forgetting off the top of my head, that put up there with 30 spot in Arizona. So, I look at Arizona like, yeah, but they've shown weaknesses.
I think offensively, they're very good offensively.
Oh, no doubt about that. So I just look at it from between. If I look at it from that standpoint, I mean, Green Bay, I think, in the same boat. They'll put up points, but I just don't think they're going to be able to handle Carolina. From the matchup we saw already earlier this year.
No, I think Green Bay's been solved, man. I think that they're solved. Even though they won that miracle game on whatever night that they won, they've been solved.
Seattle's intriguing. They've been always Carolina's bugaboo. Carolina did get the win in Seattle this year, but I don't think if I was a Panthers fan, I would like to see Seattle in my bracket. So, I'm just thinking the teams are still lurking out there. All due respect, Judd. I don't see Minnesota putting any fear in them. So
after what Minnesota just got just yesterday.
Well, yeah, Minnesota's a young team, and they're gonna. I think they still will make the playoffs, but
I think they'll make the playoffs.
I think so, but it's a learning curve for them. They're just not there yet. They're like Carolina a few years ago. So, I think Carolina is right now in the position. Can they win the Super Bowl?
I haven't thought that far ahead yet.
Well, the team's 12-0. You better start thinking that's a possibility.
I know, but
why not? New England looks pretty vulnerable. New England looks pretty vulnerable these days.
It'd be crazy not to say that. You're 12-0.
New England's pretty vulnerable.
Hey, man, I like what Cam's doing. I like what the fact about he's doing with a smile.
Honestly, right now to me it's the most open I've ever seen in the NFL right now. No disrespect to Carolina. To your point, I think there's still more. It's hard for people to say they're the odds-on favorite because you're wondering how the heck they're doing it. But the record's the record, and I think you just got to look at it as like they're the team to beat at the moment. But it's not the strongest one seed I've ever seen if you see it that way. And if you look at the AFC, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's open for everybody now. New England's showing their flaws.
Especially with New England now losing guys left, right, and center. Yeah. I still think Pittsburgh, oh my gosh, what they did yesterday.
Pittsburgh's let a lot of games get away this year. That Pittsburgh should probably be something like 9-3.
Trust me.
They let the Bengals game get away. They let the Arizona game get away. They should, at least those two games alone, they should be in this case 9-3. Never mind the Seattle game, but those two games are the ones that, at home, those are the two that irk me right now.
Yeah, true. You know what, though? I think that yesterday what they did was just, first of all, it's still Indianapolis, let's be real. No. But the thing about it is they showed the offensive personnel, and I was like, I think I texted you guys last night when I said, Mike Wallace, boy, that could have been you, buddy. That could have been you.
Hey, so be it. Too one-dimensional for our liking, man. Anyways, man, Carolina is the team right now we're looking at in the NFC, and maybe for the league. Cam doing his thing. Odds-on favorite for the MVP as far as I'm concerned. We'll see, And they want first blood too, so I think it's good for the league in this case. So because like Rodgers ain't no spring chicken no more. Brady and Manning pretty much twilight their careers, man. They need some upstart starring quarterbacks. Russell Wilson's one, but they don't really have. There's no one else really stepping into that thing. Cam looks like he's now moving into that territory, so it's good to see from a league standpoint as well too. Where can the good folks find you?
They can find me at Y Charlem.
And you can find me as always at Beyond Locker Room, short for RM, man. Folks, we'll see you next week, man.
Bang, bang.